Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Dagic, Magic, Universe, and Everything, our series, Will I Put It in My Deck? Today we are officially going to be talking about all Assassin's Creed cards that have been spoiled. Not all of them that have been spoiled thus far, but all of them that I might be considering putting in my Aragorn the Uniter deck. Aragorn the Uniter, I haven't done this before, but I should be, is a 5/5 for a red, a green, a white, and a blue. Whenever you cast a white spell, make a 1/1 human soldier. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. Red spell, he deals 3 damage. Green spell, target creature gets +4/+4. So you could easily build this deck into infinite combos for the red and the white. I feel like are the two best. Just make infinite creatures or infinite damage. I did not build mine that way. I built it as a multicolored Legends Matters deck. So going through the deck, I was really looking at. I really take a lot of credence, a lot of weight to cards that are more than one color, because then you get more than one effect, and a legendary. I forget exactly. I think the reason why I chose legendary as well is because I originally just picked up a bunch of the Lord of the Rings cards. And wanted to play all of them in the deck, and it was just not good. It's still not like it's one of my weaker decks. I think there's 5 total interactive pieces in it. But I took out Aristic Study for Uro, Titan's Wrath, or the Titan of Nature's Wrath, which again, still a very good card, but not as good as Mystic Study, really. I mean, you can combo off with it, do all crazy, but by itself, it's not as good as Mystic Study, right? It draws you 1 card and then goes in the graveyard. But I make decisions like that. So that's kind of what the deck is. It's a very strong deck. I can go 4th, 5th turn, drop a Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, the party cat from New Capenna. And have enough creatures for all 3 of his abilities to be triggering. So, with that in mind, we are going to. So I have the baby monitor here. As it says Dagic, it's making sure the little one is sleeping, and he is up. So we are going to pause this and go get him. Okay. We are back. He is sleeping. He's sleeping. We're going to say he's sleeping. He's not sleeping. Okay, he's not making noise. And if he can do it every once in that crib, it's as long as he's in the crib, right? He's trying to sleep though. This deck is a lower powered, multicolored Legends Matter deck. So that being said, the first card we're going to talk about is Mono Blue. Desynchronization for 2 and 2 blue instant. Return each non-land permanent that's not historic to its owner's hand. Artifacts, legendary, sagas are historic. This card, I think, is just an amazing. It's a great card. It goes in any Artifacts Matters deck. Goes in any Legendary Matters deck. Joda, the Cascading Joda should be playing this card. This I would probably pick up. If I don't pick up 2 of these, I'll definitely pick up 1 of these for my Urza Chief Artificer deck. There's a 1-sided board wipe for 4 mana in the right deck. It is fantastic. So in this deck, like I said, I only have 5 interactive pieces. So I think one of them's Arcane Denial. So there's a counter spell for 2 mana. I might take that out for this. Keep the level of monocolored cards the same. But this one's just a little bit more impactful than a counter spell, I feel like. I mean, a counter spell, you stop the opponent from winning. But it's not the kind of deck. All right. So this is a great card. I will definitely be picking up 1 of them and at least slotting it into my Urza Chief Artificer deck. If I pick up 2, the other one's going to go on Aragorn because it's Legends Matters. It's not going to. Don't think this is by far not a finance channel. But I don't think it's going to be costing as much as a Cyclonic Rift just because it is that specific, not historic effect there. Yeah, it's not going to get rid of people's commanders. It's going to leave all their mana rocks down if they're going to do artifacts or rocks like that. But in the right deck, it'll be effectively a one-sided one-way. So yes, the answer is yes. Next card is Bayek of Siwa for 3, a red and a white for a 3/4 human assassin with double strike. As long as it's your turn, other historic creatures you control have double strike. Disguise 1, a red and a white. You may cast this card face down for 3. Essentially, it's morph as a 2/2 creature ward 2, then turn it up for its disguise cost. So you're paying 6 for it, but getting it out a turn sooner. I like it because it gives all my guys double strike. I do have the god Aronis, the Theros god, that gives menace and prevents damage, which is neat. These cost the same, I think. I think Aronis, God of Victory, I think, is the one that gives menace and prevents combat damage to your attacking creatures. But I do want to find a spot for this guy, because that double strike is good. I do have Theoden, King of Gondor, not Gondor, Rohan, in the deck. Whenever a human enters, give target creature double strike. That costs 3, this costs 5. But this gives them all double strike. Because a lot of historic creatures. I do have also the card from Alora, I think it is. But it gives creatures get +1/+1 for each color they have. Most of my creatures are going to get +2/+2. But this guy's legendary, which kind of more, again, legendary, multicolored. That one's just multicolored. This one's legendary and multicolored. And it essentially doubles their attacking power as opposed to just giving a +2/+2. Now it is so it's a 5/5 is no longer a 7/7, it's a 10/10, effectively. So that's another option for this guy. I do like him, I do want to pick him up, I do want to find a spot. I just feel like that's kind of where the deck is at fun-wise. I know double strike fun. But it costs 5, so you're doing it's later on in the game, right? But yes, for him, I think so. I like him. Another Boros card. We do have one more Boros card after this. Arbaz Mir. Just so everybody is aware, I did play some Assassin's Creed. The first one I played was great, but it got kind of repetitive. Black Flag I love. I'm never going to say no to being a pirate. But that's really it. So I'm not sure. I think I played Assassin's Creed 2 and 3, that original trilogy. 1 second. I will be right back again. Thus being a dad. Sorry again. I don't know if I'll restart this or not, but my little guy's not feeling too hot. He's had a cough the last couple of days, and today I picked up from daycare. We just kind of hung out, watched some Miss Rachel, had a little living room dinner. So he's trying to go back to sleep, but he's got a cough. Yeah. So this guy played a little bit of Assassin's Creed. Definitely played 1. I think I played 2 and 3. Not sure. Picked up Black Flag is amazing. Boros, mana cost for 2/2. Whenever he or another non-token historic permanent enters the battlefield, he deals 1 damage to each opponent, and you gain 1 life. Efficiently costed, so he's good there. I just don't think the 1 damage and gaining 1 life is enough. I mean, I'm not... So in an artifact deck, I feel like this would be very good, but I kind of have some high-costed cards in this deck. If I pull him out of a pack, for some reason, if I'm buying Assassin's Creed packs, I might slot him in there somewhere. I might have a lot of recursion cards in the deck. I could take some of them out and put this in there instead. But we'll get into what I might replace those with a little bit later. So he's a maybe. I can see myself dealing 4 damage over the course of a game with him, and that's not a lot. He only costs 2, so that's cool. A huge investment, but is it enough really? So I don't know. He's cool though. I think he's cool. Just don't know if I'm going to put him in or not. Next one's along the same vein as that. Aya of Alexandria, 2 in Boros for a 4/3 menace lifelink, so that's decent. Human assassin. Whenever a historic creature you control is combat on a historic player, create a 1/1 black assassin creature token with menace. So that's not bad. I have a lot of token makers in the deck already. Like I have I think it's Hero of Precinct 10. It's mono white. I may have gotten the name wrong. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, you get a 1/1. I have General Roderick, the guy that makes 4/4 golems. Whenever you cast an historic spell, a multicolored spell. And then I have Kadira, Caller of the Small, the one that makes rabbits equal to the tokens you already have. And Aragorn makes tokens, so that's really good. This is cool because it's whenever they deal combat to a player. So if I deal, 3 of my creatures deal damage, I get 3 1/1s, which is neat. I don't know. It depends if I like the token makers I already have, if I think this will make more or not than what I do already have. They have menace, she has menace, which is cool. The lifelink is neat, so it's more than 1 life a turn. From the other guy, you're gaining 4 life with her. It'd be cool if the assassins had lifelink too. Like she has menace, lifelink. They make assassins with menace and lifelink. That'd be neat. That I would definitely consider. The bunch of 1/1s with lifelink is cool. Well, she's on the list though. Might consider it. I don't need to. None of these decks need any of these cards. But it'd be cool. It could go in. I don't know. It's on the maybe board for sure. Yeah, these are all on the maybe board. I wouldn't be making a video about it. The next one I really want to put in. Hobby the Allfather, 3 in Naya, 6/6 God Warrior. Whenever he has indestructible as long as there are 4 more historic cards in your graveyard. Which, if there are, things have gone poorly. It's not great, but that's cool. Sage Project. Whenever Hobby or another legendary creature you control dies, return target legendary creature card with lesser mana value from the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. That's the cool bit. So I do have cards in here in this deck. I have the Celestia Arwen that gives indestructible counters, which that doesn't die, I guess. But I do have Safi Eric's daughter, and I have, I forget his name, Nisha's Right Hand. You can sack him to save all of your tokens, I think, or your non-legendary stuff. So those guys die. Like one of my creatures dies. This will go on the stack. I'll let that resolve. Sacrifice the Eric's daughter. I don't know if you can do this if the timing isn't right or not, but sacrifice Safi Eric's daughter to return the creature that just died back to the battlefield, and then this triggers looking at the guy that just died and brings back the Safi Eric's daughter. Like, that would be neat, right? That would be cool. 6 mana is a lot. He's a 6/6 though. He may have indestructible, which is cool. I may have to redo this one again because he is up again. So I'm gonna head back down there and pause it one more time. We have one more card to talk about after this, which is another recursive card actually. So see you in a second. All right, we're back again up, and the moment I hit on pause, he starts moving again. Okay, so Hobby the Allfather. As a commander, you can definitely play around, and there's combos here. There's combo potential here. To me, for this deck, he's a cool, multicolored, legendary creature that does cool things. Right? That's what he is for this deck, and that's what I like about him. So I do want to pick him up. He's a really cool card, right? the Allfather. He's essentially Odin, um, which is neat. So, the next card we're going to talk about is a land. Abstergo Entertainment, a legendary land. So taps to add one colorless, so it doesn't come with taps, which is great. You can filter your mana, so it is a 4-color deck, and it has a budget mana base-ish, so it's no shocks and fetches. But I can pay 3 and tap it to exile it, and attempt to one target historic card from my graveyard to my hand. Cool, great. I like that. Artifacts, legendaries, and sagas are historic. So again, any of these cards that reference historic cards are good in artifact decks. They're good in saga decks. Any of these cards, the first one we talked about, put it in a Tom Bombadil deck. Right? But then this says, then exile all graveyards. So you always want to run a little bit of graveyard hate, right? Just a little bit. And this does that. This gets you your best card in your graveyard back, and then gets rid of everything. So you get your thing back, which is cool. And get rid of everything else. And it's a land, so it doesn't take up any slots. It's one of those utility lands that just is a spell. So this is a modal double spell, right? It's now it's in a 4-color deck here, so the filtering, if it can filter, which is good, you know, you're taxing yourself by making that particular spell you're casting cost 1 more. But filtering is fun. It's good. It's not fun, but it's not terrible. It's not bad, right? Especially it comes into play untapped and can tap for any color. Plus this ability down here makes it really good. So depending on the price, I might just pick it up, slot it in there, see how it goes. If that filtering land makes it even worse or harder to do anything, we'll take it out, slot back in the plains or something, right? Whatever land I end up taking out for it. But I think it's worth it. I think it's worth the added mana when you really need the color. It's worth the graveyard hate that's in the deck, and it's worth the recursion as well. So I mentioned how much of the recursion cards I had in the deck. This could come out for one of those. It could. I have Samwise Gamgee that costs 2. This costs nothing. Or costs 3, but to play and put it out there costs nothing. And I can go up a land in the deck, which is cool. For hobby, is it hobby? It is hobby. It is hobby. So with hobby, it costs 6. None of the recursion spells I actually have, protection spells I have in the deck, cost anywhere close to 6. So that's really expensive on that end. That's the only concern. But again, he's really cool. I like him, and I want to put him in the deck. So that'll be a yes. I can find a spot for him. Aya is a maybe. Arbaz is a maybe. Bayek of Siwa. Siwa. It's probably a real place, and people get mad at me for not knowing how to pronounce it. Siwa is probably a real place. I want him, yes. I want to put him in the deck. I love the double strike. It's always good. Desynchronization, again, I think it's just a generally good card, actually, in those decks that it's good in artifacts, legendary sagas. Like put it in your Tom Bombadil deck. You're making a mono blue saga deck, put it in that, right? Any Urza deck, mono blue or otherwise, should run this card. So I'll pick up 1 for sure, maybe 2. To have an impactful mono-colored spell that is interactive, right? So those are the cards from all from Assassin's Creed, which is cool. I was viewing this series, and they're like, well, there's not going to be any cards for Aragorn. It's such a specific, like, niche, kind of legendaries, multicolored legendaries amount of deck. There's going to be very few cards that I would want to from any one set to put into this deck. And then these Assassin's Creed spoilers came out, and I was like, oh, okay, well, never mind. These are neat. These are cool. I like them, and they go well in the deck. So that's it for today for Aragorn the Uniter. Like and subscribe. Comment on your favorite multicolored legendary that you don't run as commander. Yeah, put that in the comments. Let me know if Siwa is a place, and we actually put the phonetic spelling on how to pronounce it in the comments as well, if you know that. But again, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next time on Will I Put It in My Deck. See ya.